Hey up everyone, how you doing? I hope you're having a great 4th of July today. I hope you celebrate really well tonight. It's a big one today, and it 250 years. Right, don't time bloody fly. Now I know there's going to be, according to my analytics, I know there's going to be a few of you watching this that'll remember the 200th anniversary. Crazy. But anyway, I'll give this a subscribe. It's on what cities do the 4th of July best. Obviously, it's I'm guessing it's going to be this guy's own opinion. It is according to Briggs. Yeah, if your city's not on here and you think it deserves to be, or any city in random, it doesn't have to be your city. If you think it should be on here and it's not, let me know. Anyway, let me see what they're saying. I don't really know how you guys celebrate your anniversaries, Independence Day anniversaries over there. I know there's always fireworks. It involves a lot of fireworks. Every movie that I've seen that involves any sort of celebration, to be fair, it's always a lot of fireworks. But yeah, is it the 4th of July as well, where you have some dish that has marshmallows on it? Is it mashed potatoes with marshmallows on it? I don't know what it is, but it sounds crazy, but it looks really good. I'd love to try that. Or is that a Thanksgiving dish? Oh, a dish for any time. Let me know in the comments. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. Let's go on with this. Hopefully I learned something.
Welcome to the greatest 4th of July video ever. Okay, so it's probably not the greatest 4th of July video, but I did find it really interesting. Today I'm going to list the 10 best Independence Day celebrations in the US. This year we're looking at the big city 4th celebrations. Next year we'll look at small towns. One of the most celebrated holidays in the...
What year is this from? Let me just quickly check what year this is from. This is 3 years ago. So there's others to check out as well then.
US is the 4th of July, with almost 50 million people traveling from July 1st to July 5th. This year with airlines dropping the ball and gas.
Imagine how many more is going to be there now with the World Cup. Imagine. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of the World Cup fans and people from around the world celebrating the 4th of July. I can't wait to see videos on that.
One of the most celebrated holidays in the US is the 4th of July, with almost 50 million people traveling from July 1st to July 5th. This year with airlines dropping the ball and gas prices through the roof, it might be a lot less, but we'll know that when they do all their calculations in the coming weeks. So how did we decide what city has the best 4th of July celebration? Well, of course, I used the scientific method. Observation, research the topic, hypothesis, test and experiment, analyze data, and report conclusions. That's not true at all. I went to a bunch of different websites where people gave their opinion. The cities on this list are the ones that most often showed up on those lists in the top 10. And I put this together in no particular order. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Seattle, Washington. Seattle has this really cool 4th of July celebration called
the Fraser, that place, in it, with Space Needle.
July 4th Sea Fair. This attracts visitors for a full day of fun at Gasworks Park and Lake Union Park. Both those two parks are probably the best place to watch the grand fireworks shows, they call it, over Lake Union. It's held around dusk, 10 p.m. in Seattle. If you don't know, in the Pacific Northwest, it gets dark a little bit later than most places. I remember growing up in Southern California, the fireworks would start a little before 9. But if you do go see this, go to Gasworks.
I hate that over here in the summer when it gets dark at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. It drives me mad. Knackered when the sun's still out and stuff sometimes. When I want to go to bed at 10 o'clock and the sun's still out. But yeah, normally when I see YouTubers over here, vlogging and stuff like that, American YouTubers are like, oh, it's 9:30 and it's still bright out here, as though it's not a thing over there. But obviously it is, because US is a massive place.
Gasworks Park, that has the main stage which offers live music, beer gardens, food, and all that good stuff. If you go to Gasworks Park, that one has all the Midwest type 4th of July celebrations you'd expect in the Pacific Northwest. Pie eating contest, sack race, bobbing for apples, that type stuff. The festivities start at noon in both locations and have free admission. Even though Seattle's known for its rain, they have a pretty good record for clear skies on 4th of July. Number 9, Nashville, Tennessee. If you like fireworks and you like music, this is probably your best option. Music takes the stage in Nashville's 4th of July celebration. This one is big. It brings a lot of people in and a lot of money to the area. They normally draw around 200,000 visitors, but in 2021, coming out of the pandemic, they had a record-breaking year. 350,000 people were in attendance. Nashville's known as Music City, so that tells you right there, you're going to have the best music at their 4th celebration. That's how it is. Even the days leading up to the 4th weekend, they've had like Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett, and the Blackhearts all playing in one place, Nissan Stadium. You've had Ben Folds with the Nashville Symphony. Not music, but the YouTube channel Dude Perfect, which if you've never seen them, they're pretty interesting. They even play.
If Def Leppard is the band that I'm thinking about, it's the drummer with one arm. They're from the city that I'm from, Sheffield.
At the Bridgestone Arena. Downtown, you're going to find the Family Fun Zone, which is open on the 3rd and the 4th. So if you go down to the riverfront over the 4th of July, that's where you're going to find the biggest fireworks show in the city's history, and it's going to be synced up with the Nashville Symphony. And this is huge. It'll be the longest fireworks show in Nashville's history at precisely 31 minutes and 30 seconds. Yes, they time it. There will be 40,000 pounds of explosives and 200 miles of wire used.
Imagine that. Over half an hour of non-stop fireworks. Something you don't have to imagine it, you'd have been there. But Jesus Christ. Not cheap.
To set this thing off. Number 8, Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is a pretty good place if you like to eat. South Carolina is known for its barbecue, and Charleston's no exception. I mean, they got great other food too, but South Carolina is kind of known for their barbecue. This year it's...
Sorry, I do pause a lot. I'm here to genuinely learn. I'm here to learn and stuff like that. But very limited knowledge of what I do know. Everything that I know about the US is through movies and that, like most people. But are these things that you guys cut... Right, you might say, no, it's a burger, clearly. But sliders, I never heard of that as a thing. Until I saw it on... Well, American stuff, all American stuff. And to be fair, only like 10 years ago I first learned about sliders. I must have heard it before in all the movies and stuff, but never really picked up on it. Because I think it might be a little bit of a thing here now. But what is the difference between a slider and an actual burger?
Estimated that people will spend $6.7 billion on cookouts and barbecues. I mean, they got great other food too, but South Carolina is kind of known for their barbecue. This year, it's estimated that people will spend $6.7 billion on cookouts and barbecues for the 4th celebration. That's throughout the nation, and Charleston's one of the best places to catch that food. You've got a couple different events. North Charleston 4th of July Festival at Riverfront Park is the largest annual event in North Charleston. If you want to go downtown, downtown Charleston is surrounded by water on 3 sides, so you'll be able to have a good seat to watch the fireworks anywhere in the city. And of course, Charleston has a pretty good harbor, and that's going to give you firework cruises and things like that. Charleston seems to have something going everywhere. At the mouth of the Copper River on Charleston Harbor, you have Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum. They have a celebration. You've also got another one that takes place at Goose Creek. And of course, South Carolina's Aquarium, which is in Charleston, is going to have a 4th celebration too. Seems like if you live in Charleston, just get on your roof and enjoy fireworks in 360.
I'm loving the way it says rough. I've never heard that said that before like that. Rough.
Number 7, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The city of brotherly love is one of our most historic cities, and it can be argued that it is the birthplace of our independence. The Graff House is where Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence. I mean, that's just one small part of how historic Philadelphia is. So it only makes sense that Philly has nearly a week-long celebration when it comes to the 4th of July. Philly held its first 4th of July celebration way back in 1777, when the nation was only a year old. Ships lined the Delaware River and fired 13 cannon shots to honor the 13 states that had declared their independence in the city the year prior. These days, the 4th of July, Philly holds the largest free concert and firework display in the nation. It's the largest free one. Over the years, they've had people like Ray Charles, Peter Frampton, Elton John, Lionel Richie, John Legend, Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill, Nicki Minaj, and Jennifer Hudson. They've all played this event in Philly. It starts off on July 2nd with entrance to the National Constitution Center, the only museum in the world dedicated to the understanding of our American Constitution, and it's open to the public for free. On the 3rd, the front lawn of the National Constitution Center turns into a 1776 Revolutionary War encampment. And then on the 4th, you have a parade that passes right in front of Independence.
I don't know why I just called it a London bus, because there's buses in every town, city, and village that look like that here. But they're known as a London bus for some reason. I think they're, I don't know. There's other towns and cities that have red as well. What colour are they around it? I ain't been on the bus, God knows how long. Decades. I can't even remember what colour they are. I think ours are blue or green. They could be yellow. I can't remember.
Independence Hall. You have countless live concerts and firework displays all over the city. And of course, the grand finale is in the evening of the 4th, the Party on the Parkway. It starts at noon on July 4th and features a festival, lasts all day with food, live entertainment, and this one is considered a family-friendly fun zone. When the concerts end, that's when the fireworks begin. Number 6, San Diego, California. A lot of people might not know this, but San Diego is a very patriotic city. You've got a strong naval presence here, and Marines, but they're kind of the same since the Marines are part of the Navy. Side note to that, Marines don't like it when you point that out to them. Their fireworks show in San Diego is called the Big Bay Boom. The fireworks show here is the largest in Southern California, and this one's fired from barges that are out in San Diego Bay. There's also one that's kind of a beloved tradition here. It's the Mission Bay Summer Fireworks. That one starts around 9, and it launches near the Mission Bay Yacht Club. This is one of those things that
I wonder if, right, 'cause it's going to be a huge one this year. I wonder if there's going to be drone shows. These drone shows are going all over the world these days, isn't there? Let me know if there's a drone show opposed to fireworks show going on for the 4th. Because that'd be great, innit? I'd love to see that.
If you want to go see it and you really want to get a good hotel for their 4th of July celebration in San Diego, you better book about 3 years in advance. Number 5, Chicago, Illinois. Yes, Chicago has a giant 4th of July festival. And in my opinion, this 4th of July festival in Chicago kind of focuses on food more than music and fireworks. It's strange. Chicago's known for having great food. These people like to eat a lot of pizza and a lot of sausages. Matter of fact, 150 million hot dogs will be eaten on 4th of July. July and the 4th are probably the best time to visit Chicago, even if there wasn't a festival. I mean, it's not freezing. High temperatures sit around the low 80s.
My God, there's a lot of high-rise blocks, ain't there? So you don't see anything in the... even London don't even look anything like that with the skyline.
And low temperatures maybe get into the mid-60s, so it's nice and pleasant. They have a couple different fireworks shows this year that go off on Navy Pier. My suggestion, if you get a chance, book a cruise for this one. They have plenty of lake cruises that'll get you right out there. You get the best views. It gets a little crowded down there near Navy Pier. Number 4, Boston, Massachusetts. If you ever want to see an event that really celebrates the United States, you got to see Boston on the 4th of July. Like Philadelphia, this is a very historic city when it comes to the United States independence. Boston Harbor Fest begins on July 1st and offers 4 days of activities from the 1st to the 4th. And Boston is one of the first cities to light fireworks off on the 4th of July. Their first fireworks show was in 1777 over Boston Common. So while in Philadelphia they're shooting cannons off, Boston was using fireworks. Massachusetts was the first state to recognize the 4th of July as a holiday. It was signed on July 3rd, 1781, and Congress designated...
How could it not be ever, though? You know, it'd have to be. But weirdly, though, obviously there's loads of countries around the world with Independence Day. But I don't know any other country's Independence Day. I genuinely don't.
Designated the 4th of July as a federal holiday on June 28, 1870. One of their famous fireworks...
I feel like it's a much bigger thing in America than anywhere else. And unless I'm extremely naive to it. Well, I'm naive to the dates of other independences, countries' independences. But, yeah, by all accounts, do you know what I mean? Unless it's a movies, by all accounts, you guys definitely celebrate it the best. I nearly said the most then, but you can't celebrate it the most. 'Cause it's not as if you... got a couple of Independence dates.
Fireworks shows includes the Boston Pops Orchestra. If you ever want to visit Boston and see the 4th of July events, I would suggest getting there a few days early so you could take in the city before it goes crazy. Number 3, Dallas, Texas. Yes, Dallas goes off on 4th of July. Matter of fact, it's one of their suburbs, has probably one of the best fireworks shows in the nation. It's Addison, Texas, also known as Kaboom Town. This show lasts 30 minutes and the sky just ignites with 3,500 pounds of fireworks. Just to Addison, they'll bring in more than 500,000 people to watch this show. Addison Circle Park is a 12-acre epicenter of this festival and watch party. This one I wouldn't say is unique, but a little different than some of the other ones. They have an air show that goes along with it. Now, a lot of these festivals will have like the Blue Angels fly over, things like that, but this one kind of has this little air.
Blue Angels, that's, we have the equivalent Red Arrows in it, I believe. I'm going to have to check some of that stuff out.
show. This one can get hot and you will get a sunburn, so make sure you wear a lot of sunblock. Number 2. Washington, D.C. It's Washington, D.C. How could they not make this list? I think it would be criminal if they didn't. You know what was criminal? Was when Secretary of the Interior James Watt decided that the Beach Boys weren't family friendly. So the Beach Boys had been doing a concert in Washington, D.C. on 4th of July since forever. And this man...
I'm trying to think of any lyric. Beach Boys?
Who could best be described as a complete nerd. Yes, I'm using 1985 terms. He decided that he would replace the Beach Boys with Wayne Newton. Yeah, that's right. The Duncan Shane singer.
No idea who that was, but isn't it mad how music goes on? That imagine these people now, if there was about, well, it might be about still, I do not know, listening to some of the lyrics in the music these days that you find on the internet. Things like Beach Boys and the Beatles as well back in the day. To be fair, I do remember the Beatles saying some questionable stuff, but crazy.
They decided to put him out there on stage, and it was a fiasco. The event had almost half its normal attendance, and the people that were there pretty much booed him the entire time. James Watt, the Secretary of the Interior nerd, yeah, he's a big fan though, so he was up front clapping away. There's like an all-day event on 4th of July in Washington, D.C. It begins...
I bet he wasn't a fan. I'm betting that he had to pretend to be. He's like, oh no, I've done this. I've got to get everybody moving now. No.
With a parade along Constitution Avenue that begins around 11:30 in the morning. The parade runs between 7th and 17th Street and features marching bands, military units, and floats, like any good parade. The parade's been like a tradition for about 20 years. Close to 800,000 people will attend the parade and the additional celebrations every single year. The Smithsonian Institute has a festival.
Even though those fireworks are going off, that building there looks so prominent still. I know it's lit up. But
National Archives are open. The White House Visitor Center also opens on the 4th of July from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Families can stop by for games, crafts, and other activities like that. The U.S. Army Concert Band performs. Fireworks begin around 9:15, and they're launched from the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel called On This Day. There's a link down below. That channel's growing, not as fast as we'd like it to, so we'd appreciate it if you went over there and subscribed. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, New York City, New York. How could this one not make this list? This is an amazing event. 2022 will mark the 46th annual fireworks show in New York City. The fireworks in New York are the nation's largest Independence Day celebration, launching more than 60,000 shells. One of the best ways to see this one is going to be on one of those cruises. If you could book one.
You're watching this here where there's just fireworks coming from all over the place, all over the neighborhood and that. All right. It reminds me growing up in the 80s and 90s in Sheffield. There was organised events and stuff like that, but literally every other house, or if not all the houses on the estate I grew up on, an estate doesn't mean the sort of thing that you might think it means. It's not. Estate means, oh God, you tell me the equivalent before, I forgot what it's called. Project housing? Is it project housing? I think it's the equivalent of. But yeah, it used to be like that. Everyone was having bonfire night displays, 5th of November. But that seems to have died down. It don't seem to happen anymore. And I haven't personally been to a 5th of November firework display in ages. I've not seen any advertised.
They usually come with drinks, dinner, all that good stuff. The fireworks show draws about 3 million people and it lasts about 25 minutes. Some of the best places to see it that aren't on a cruise would be Long Island City, Greenpoint in Brooklyn, and from Midtown Manhattan. Many years ago, I was on a delayed flight that was supposed to land in the morning on July 4th in New York City. I ended up seeing the tail end of the fireworks from an airliner. It looked pretty cool. All right, that's today's video.
That'd have been cool seeing it from there. Right, that's the end. Right, I'm going to be going on now to do 250 years of 4th of July celebration dinners in a minute. So hit the notification if you want to see that one too. It'll be a couple of hours after this one when it comes up. But yeah, let me know in the comments if your city was left off there or a city that you think should have been on here. But if I'd have guessed at the beginning, I'd have said New York would have been at number 1. Why wouldn't it have been? Right, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, bye-bye.